Yo, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're taking a look at Joe Rogan Can't Do Comedy by HasanAbi. I don't know, I think Joe Rogan is pretty funny often, but let's check out what he has to say.
Guess. Did you see Joe Rogan stand up? Oh, that's the other thing I was going to talk about. Did you show Joe Rogan to your mom, or am I making that up? No, I did. And I fucking focus tested it on my brother, his girlfriend, and my mom. And honestly, they did not like it at all. My mom thought it was so crass and so rude. Her initial reaction was, is all he talks about just doing drugs and penises? How rude. That was her initial take.
I like Joe Rogan's podcast a lot, actually. But I didn't catch his last stand-up performance, but it has gotten some mixed reviews. So I might check it out later.
There was a couple funny moments in there, which were shocking. Like the TSA line was a bar where he's like talking about how he's high, and he has a TSA officer come up to him and he's like, this is the point where I'm going to use the back of my hand on your crotch area. And like the thing that he said there is exactly a thought that I've had as well, where I also have had that thought in my mind. I'm like, what difference does it fucking make for me that you're using the back of your hand? You're still touching my dick. That was funny.
Right.
Except he literally did that right after he did did you just assume my gender joke? Which was not even a joke at this point. It's like, it's 2024, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what's the name of the dude on the right? It's Bassem Youssef. Yeah. I prefer the back of a hand personally, sure. Yeah, a lot of his jokes.
I guess the back of the hand is better than getting like groped and stuff. Putting your fist around your dick. I don't know.
Like, he kind of reminded me of Cenk a little bit when he gets like really riled up and he's like, oh, he does a lot of like physical comedy the older he's gotten. I mean, I guess he was always a bit of a stool fucker, but like, why are you guys saying, huh? It's like when you hump a stool. Like, it's when you do over the top physical comedy because your humor isn't funny. Hassan Boomer confirmed.
Get on up. Get on up.
No. And by the way, when you see someone moving around like that on stage, I will bet you every penny I have they're not funny.
In the corner of the couch.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Is that the equivalent of a guy stool fucker?
There's not a lot of women
Shah
that
has
can
kind
do
of
that.
an elitist approach to comedy. It's quite interesting. He likes bars, he says.
I think it's kind of funny. It's a pretty unique way to do stand-up, so that's cool. I think it's pretty cool.
He likes jokes. He doesn't like stool fucking.
How does this work? When he comes,
They're just making fun of him, though.
Anytime I saw someone miming having sex, pumping air,
Yeah.
I would just go, not funny.
No.
It was just like, it was a sign of like,
But what if there's a bit where you have to mime pumping air?
I just
Stool
have
fucking,
to,
if it's
dude.
the right
It's
bit,
for the bit.
can be funny.
For the
But
bit,
it has to
dude.
be it has to be a real comic with a real reason to fuck that stool. There has to be something to it.
Why do you do that? It looks dumb, all right?
Why do they even have the stool there when they never sit on it?
Ass in the air, that's it.
There's got to be a bit.
pumping air?
Yeah, but
you mean like
At least he
It's got to
uses
be
the
screwing
stool.
pumping?
some bits.
what? But
There's a
who doesn't
reason
know
for
what
it
that
being there,
looks
at
like? Why
least.
do you need to pump?
Maybe there's a reason. There's got to be a something.
Unless like you're imitating someone having a heart attack pumping.
I'm not that retarded. It looks fucking stupid.
And most of the move around people are pushing it, just oversell shit by
I see what you're saying.
physicalizing
Oh my God.
what should be just funny the way you say it.
I'm gonna get a fucking
Yep.
pencil and write that shit down. Bitch!
I'm worried how you're not trying to laugh. Dude, what are you talking about? This entire thing is hilarious because Joe Rogan is a stool fucker. And, some of the guests that he has had on over the years who are, long-term comedians, maybe not Charlemagne personally, but like a lot of comedians will say over-the-top physical comedy is 100% a way to carry your like shitty humor. You don't have good enough humor, so you have to do like over-the-top physical comedy, like an ape. And Joe Rogan is that ape.
What's wrong with physical comedy, dude?
I'm trying to think if Eddie fucked a stool. I
I don't
imagine he
remember
might
any
have been.
fucking no stool, bro. See, I like Eddie, I like Richard, I like Chris
Yeah.
Rock, bless you. I like
Yeah.
Chappelle, you know what I'm saying? Like I like people that have something to say.
I think physicality is underrated by comic snobs, but don't ham it up.
All that stool fuck.
Right, physical comedy is kind of forgotten about in today's comedy scene. So I think it's kind of cool that he's trying something different.
Looking at this like, I would never disrespect the craft like that.
Well, you wouldn't have to disrespect it. You would just have to want to do
That's why he's trying to defend it here.
it and then try it.
If the content is about your physicality,
Right.
that's not dancing.
Right.
Dancing's when you put
It's performance art, dude.
like English, like when you're doing this to accentuate what you're
Yes.
saying. It's like screw that. We don't need that.
One more cocktail. One more cocktail. I'm not that funny, man. I need some help.
Man,
Thank you.
Schaub too, man.
Shout out to Brendan Schaub.
I really do appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, he's always he set up his own lane. He built a comedy club, and also it is undeniable that like comedians have to dick ride him. It's just the truth, okay? Because he has a massive fucking
I
audience
guess.
still to this day, a massive audience.
don't have
He built a
dick
Dutch
riding,
Oven
though.
Comedy Club. Everyone in there sniffing his farts. Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Chris Farley all had a lot of physicality. Yeah, there's a difference between like
Right.
utilizing your physicality.
Bro, Jim Carrey was like, he was talking out of his ass, dude. Like, what the hell? You don't think that's kind of weird or like it's childish, but still comedic, and people find it funny. Like, people are like almost anti-physical comedy. Like, what the hell? Like, what happened?
In a unique way versus Cat Williams would probably be a better example of someone who uses physicality in his bits, but ultimately his bits still work without that. Whereas Joe Rogan is like very obviously making the physical aspect of it the entire joke. So as far as Joe Rogan goes though, I mean, he's not a great stand-up comic, and his last special was also not great either. There's so much right-wing shit in it too. He has a bit where he's like,
What determines a great comic though? What determines a great comic? Like, what do you have to do to become one of the greats? Like, really? I think it's pretty much one of the greats. Like, he's so well known. Like, how can he not be?
oh, we don't build mobile phones here. We let China build mobile phones. And like, I get
And he's also been so consistent. He has been doing it for so long. Like, why would you not consider him one of the greats? Like, he is funny, I think. Like, you don't think it's funny, a grown man, like, standing on stage, fucking a chair and screaming and stuff? You don't think that's funny? Because what else is it? You just pretend like it's boring? Because I don't see that stuff every day.
the premise. Like, the premise is actually kind of funny. We're just like, we have so many fucking undocumented migrants coming over. Like, you think none of them know how to build phones? Like, I'm sure if they can like cross the Rio Grande Valley, they can figure out how to build a phone. And it's like, if he just keeps it at that, that's already a funny joke in and of itself, right? Like, you're overcoming such great odds to come here, whatever. But then he has to like tie that to so many like weird right-wing culture points. Oh, they have a fucking bag of fentanyl shoved up their ass when they're crossing the Rio Grande Valley. I guess like that works as a right-wing joke. I would say that that's like a good right-wing joke. You know what I mean? Like, I obviously still get annoyed by it because it's like, come on, dude. Like, that's not how this works. But can't right-wing also be funny? Comedy can connect everybody no matter politics. As a joke,
Anti-humor?
it still is different than just doing the, did you just assume my gender? Like, that's
I appreciate the effort, at least.
a funnier joke as a standalone joke with its structure, the way the sentences are arranged, the way the words are arranged. And that's like the most I'll go to as far as like a right-wing joke that can be funny. But even then, it's just, it's unnecessarily adding like fat to it in an effort to be fucking right-wing. So like, you could shave that off and it would still be funny. If anything, it'd be funnier because you're getting to the point faster. And then he's like, oh yeah, they've never heard of a union. Like, he's like, a Guatemalan's never heard of a union.
I'm not sure I would listen to Hassan when it comes to comedy.
And it's like, why do you care about that? I thought you were supposed to be pro working class, you know? But beyond that, I think like his hyper obsession as a 60-year-old man talking about like the pregnant guy emoji.
Bro is only like relying on funny voices, like when he does the Jordan Peterson voice and stuff. But it is kind of funny though. Not gonna lie.
Like, come on, dude. It's a fucking emo, bro. You're literally 60. Like, who gives a oh, men can't get pregnant. Men can't get pregnant. It's like, dude, no one cares about this. Why are you still harping on this? Making COVID jokes. He did make fun of himself a bunch, but even then I thought it was like, it wasn't that good. Like it felt almost out of place.
Okay. Yeah, what did you think? Do you think Joe Rogan can't do comedy? Because I think he can, because he just made a special 1 hour of comedy. So I think he can do it because he did. Like, what? Are you gonna say that's not comedy? It's not a comedic routine. It's not a comedy special. Like, I'm sorry, but he definitely does comedy. He can do it. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, but I think it is comedy. Or else it would be pretty weird if all he was saying was just to be taken literally. But yeah, leave your opinions in the comments, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.